All right, let's talk about Tuesdays. They can be a tricky day in the markets, right? Well, today, we're going to break down a super simple, actionable forex trading plan from superstar traders that's designed specifically for Tuesdays. So if you've ever felt a bit lost in the charts midweek, this one's for you. So the big question is, how can you actually trade smarter on a Tuesday? How do you cut through all that noise and find a clear path? That's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. Let's get into it. Okay, this whole plan boils down to 3 simple steps. First up, we've got your morning checklist. This is all about getting prepared. Then, spotting the signal. This is where we find out when to actually make a move. And finally, trading with a plan. This is the mindset piece that really ties it all together. So let's dive into step 1. First things first, your morning checklist. Think of this as the foundation for your entire trading day. You wouldn't start building a house on shaky ground, right? Same idea here. This is what you do before you even think about placing a trade. So the absolute first thing you've got to do, check the economic news. You have to know what kind of day you're walking into. Are there any big announcements that could shake things up? This gives you context, and believe me, it keeps you from flying blind. Now here's a key part of the strategy. Focus. Don't try to watch every single market. You'll just get analysis paralysis. Instead, the idea is to narrow your attention down to the main pairs in Forex plus gold and crypto. That's it. Keeping it simple helps you see the real opportunities. Okay, so you've done your prep work. Now for the really exciting part. Step 2, finding your entry point. This is all about identifying that one precise moment when the market is screaming, now's the time. And the key signal we're on the hunt for is called a breakout. So what is that? Well, in simple terms, imagine the price is bouncing around between a floor and a ceiling. A breakout is when it finally smashes through that floor or ceiling. It's a powerful move, a real moment of decision for the market. And that breakout, well, that's your green light. It's your signal to go. According to this plan, jumping in right as that breakout happens is your best shot at riding the wave of momentum that usually follows. It's all about that perfect timing. So we're on the lookout for a breakout, but where exactly should we be looking? The strategy gets really specific about the key pairs to watch on a Tuesday, which really helps maximize your chances. Here they are. According to the plan, these are the 4 you want to keep on your radar. We've got Euro USD, GBP USD, gold versus the US dollar, and Euro JPY. By really zeroing in on just these key players, you can apply that breakout strategy with way more clarity and focus. Okay, so we've got our checklist and we know the signal to look for. But you know what? Even the best technical plan in the world can fall apart without the right mindset. And that brings us to the final and I'd argue most important step, the trader's mindset. This is like the psychological glue holding this whole thing together. And really, it all comes down to this. This simple quote is everything. Plan first, then enter. All the charts and signals in the world don't mean a thing if you don't commit to this one principle. This is the big difference between trading like a pro and just gambling. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got emotional trading. That's making those impulsive moves driven by fear or a sudden rush of greed. We've all been there. But on the right, that's what we're aiming for. Planned trading. That's you patiently executing the strategy you already decided on, no matter how wild your emotions get. Seriously. If you take only one thing away today, let it be this. The number one factor for success with this plan, or any plan for that matter, is having it all figured out before you enter the market. Everything else flows from that one simple rule. So to wrap it all up, the Tuesday plan is pretty straightforward, isn't it? Start with your morning checklist, patiently watch those key pairs for a breakout signal, and then execute with a cool, calm trader's mindset. The whole thing is built on discipline. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. What's the one rule you're going to follow in your next trade?